And I think we're live now. Good. Thank you, Justin. Yo, yo. How's it going?
Hey, who's got their finger on that dislike button right at 5:30 Central, man? What the heck? Jeez. Hey, who's got their finger on that dislike?
So if you're new here and you're not subscribed, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I have a new feature. I want to see how it works. Don't mind. What are you guys all looking at? Anything yet?
Hello.
Yep.
I was gonna say, so far I looked at UJ sales that I were called out for my group, but it's coming up to like 10 pips, nearly in profit. So I didn't actually take the trade, but I called it out as an idea.
Nice. I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for buys on GJ. I don't like sells unless we get under that 4-hour support. But that's kind of where I'm hoping we can catch a buy off of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at if we break below this current consolidation that we have, like sort of where we have that most recent support. I'm looking at a sell down to around 135, 140. So similar, yeah, pretty much exactly where your blue line is. Yeah. Because you have that clean move right on the 30-minute, pushing up from that support. So maybe we'll see something coming down, especially if daily's going to make a bottom wick.
It looks like JPY. I found this little strength indicator, so I'm going to see how it works throughout the week to see if it actually gives correct information. But from what it's saying, 4 hours bullish, daily's bearish, weekly's bullish, and the 1 hour's bearish. So 4 hours bullish, that's my bias off of price action anyway. I think I want to see some buys on a support created. Ideally a tap and rejection here, but we'll see what open presents. I don't really like buys above here or here. Anything going up from this level I don't like. I'd like a pullback to buy off some nice traffic to the left.
Do you mind if I annotate for a second?
Go ahead. I actually need to step away real quick.
Cool. So what I'm actually looking at is the fact that if we draw this out, we had like a resistance coming up into this area. So before the end of the weekend, we actually closed above this area, and the fact that we kind of gapped below back within, let's just say, this range, we could argue that if we get a close back below this area, I would say that we would then continue that push that we were trying to towards the end of the week, which I reckon we should maybe come up to retest this resistance that we have at over here around 136 flat. That's what I'm sort of looking at. In the same way, if we can start closing below this sort of support area, we had this clean move coming up from this support that we have. So essentially what we're trying to wait to see is if we can maybe have a resistance formed, or if candles can create a downtrend coming back down to the support that we have. So pretty much that's what I'm looking on GJ, but I mean UJ has already started pushing below, it broke below that support on USD JPY, and it's already starting to push down now about I think it's like 10-12 pips. Yeah, so yeah, I mean sometimes I've seen USD JPY push down but GJ push up during the Asian session, but I think Euro JPY and GJ move a lot more in sync than say UJ does, because obviously that's more relative to the US dollar, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, but, and the euro and the pound are gonna have, the JPY is gonna have more of an impact on GBJ than it would UJ in the Asian session, because they do, like you were saying, they do tend to move opposite, and this looks like we're just falling to support. I think if we get support there, that'd be a nice buy.
EJ kind of done the same thing as well. It tried to do a bullish move before the weekend, and like I was saying, is if we come back down to this support area, start holding this support, you could essentially wait for like a mini consolidation area to be broken out of to the upside if you're looking to take buys, because then you can anticipate that move should be that gap down should be corrected in a sense, and up to the next resistance even on Euro JPY is a good 20-25 pip range. So yeah, but I think GJ and EJ do look good for a Sunday, actually, I have to admit.
Yep, UJ moved down.
Yeah, so you see how we broke out of that support that we had, and then now we should fall back down to retest that low as well. It was on the 30-minute that I was looking at.
Yeah, I think you'll hit support on the 2-hour here.
Yeah. And then below that is like a 4-hour zone as well.
Yeah, we'll mark all that up in a little bit. If this closes bullish and the next one makes a higher high, that would be rejecting this 1-hour support, and I think push us up. And if it wasn't a Sunday, I think I would like that trade, but I want to see what open presents for Sunday first. Scott, I have no idea. I've never used them, so I don't have an opinion. Yeah, if it breaks support, that could be a sell. But if the hourly can close underneath...
Oh, I just heard a weird noise.
Yeah, I don't know who that was, so I just muted everyone. Buys above 135, 100. Yep, yeah, I would like to see a buy from here, preferably. A buy here, I think, could play out. But for Sunday, I'm not willing to risk trading into this early in the week. So we'll see. If it breaks support, yeah, you could sell it down to support. That would make sense, but I'm looking for buys for this session. And I got higher high, higher low, higher high. Maybe come down higher low, down here, and then we got higher low, higher low, higher low, and we go back up. That's kind of what I'm waiting for to present itself. So we'll see.
Hey, Paul.
Yo.
I'm looking at this 135251 area on the daily from several days ago. Got some former resistance. I think that might be a good support. I was driving. I just got home right now, so I didn't have a chance to chime in on that. But I'm looking at that as possibly a pull back down to there is a good spot to form some more consolidation and continue up.
What level?
135251.
Yep, right around in this area right here. Kind of down here.
Yeah, you look at the daily, it's back like on the 12th, 13th, but there was some resistance on that, which is looking not the four, yeah, on the daily.
Right here. Yep. Looks like everything right here is sort of a big support resistance level. We'll wait and see what we are presented.
Yeah, I mean, right now GJ is consolidating. Euro JPY is sort of looks like it's trying to form like some form of minor range. So, I mean, you could argue that it's creating a new minor resistance on the 30-minute, and then we obviously have that support. So, GJ is creating a nice range for either a break actually up to the upside or the downside. So, have to wait and see what happens there. I've never seen well, I have seen it, but it's been a while since all three pairs have got clean traffic in the same session on a Sunday.
Hey, Paul, I'm not sure if I've ever heard you chime in on this, but when we're always looking left to try to see where we're coming from, where we're going next, like how far left do you consider too far left?
I'm not sure if he's here, but I know he typically looks at the most recent support and resistance.
Do you mean in terms of when we're starting to like say break up and we can only look to the like very far, like I say like 8 months, 9 months ago? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean even more just in a matter of days. Like if we're going to look for a next daily like long range target, are we going to go back only 1 week and see where that might be, or even 2 or 3 weeks? I know part of that has to do just with volume, general trading in the market and that kind of stuff. But I think I'm starting to see there could be a limit to how far left can really help you when you're making scalp trades. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just view it that if you look on every time frame, I just treat every time frame the same. Like if I look on the daily time frame, I'll be looking left the same way as I'll be looking, say, on Paul's screen right now. If we hold this level, when we start breaking up and we look left, we have that clean traffic moving up to 135, 867, right? So
right.
at the same time, if you looked at that from a zoomed out daily perspective, you'd be viewing it in the same sense. But what we're doing is we're zooming in on what's happening over, say, the last few days. So the most recent information that we have, and then we're looking at, well, where's our potential targets based on the previous information that we have, if that makes sense. So that's what I'd be more like looking to say in terms of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look too far, I mean, it almost becomes less and less valid because, there's depending on the time window you're trading in, you kind of have to stay within a relative range of time windows you're going to consider.
Yeah, and especially like if I just annotate real quick, when you're looking left, we don't need to say look at this information in here, because now we have this information when we look left, because if we see price start breaking down, As it's breaking down to this area, it's looking left. The same way if we start pushing, say, up to this area, price is looking left at this point or at this point here, right? So anything like in this sort of area at that point is not valid for what we're trying to achieve, because we're looking to catch the clean moves based on what's happened previously.
Validate and invalidate.
Precisely.
That's good. Thanks, Harrison.
Because this move up actually invalidated this poor range that we had, because this is a massive consolidation if you really think about it. So once we get this clean move up, we create price created in a sense a pathway for us. So if we're going to come back down, we should reciprocate this move.
No removal at a 4. Doubled the shit out of the way so we could walk through it nicely. So like
best way to put it.
Like when you're looking at the zones, it's not like they're different zones, but as time goes on, the zones kind of move. So if we'll just pull up a different chart. We'll go to EJ. So you're gonna see that when I place this line, pretty relative to areas to the left, but you're gonna notice in some cases it's higher, in some cases it's lower. So let's say we got a support here, clearly. Change that color though. We see some resistance up here. We'll say maybe support here, maybe. And if you notice this support, all we did was we looked here and now we're looking left, and we see kind of lines up with this resistance over here to the right. But if you notice, this line actually cuts through the bodies. So when we were in this time, resistance was here. But now resistance here. So this just gives you a more like precise reading of where the resistance right now is at. Same thing up here, like this was support here, and then up here it was resistance, but it's a little bit higher now. Or resistance was here, and now here it's just a little bit lower. So you could say this wick taps into here. This is kind of like a fake out close above, or you could just move as price move. So how I would view it. Because I mean, like if we put the support here on these bodies, this is where support was. I'm sure we'll see some reaction here. It might not be perfect. We might see a wick down to it and a drive up, or consolidation near it. But then we see kind of something here. Maybe this was a support here, but also kind of a resistance over in this area. So generally speaking, we see support and resistance in this area, but it's at different points each time. So this one's here, this one's at the bottom, this one's kind of in the middle, this one's at the top. So generally speaking, there's something here, but you just use the most recent data to tell you where it is right now.
No, that's good. Thanks. This is all part of that, making sure we don't, don't overthink things.
Yep. I'm waiting for someone to subscribe or donate or super chat, because I have a new little fancy thing that should pop up when that happens. 2 or 3 latest support resistance. Yeah, that works too. If you got a method for it, do it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about what you see. It's not what about everyone else is doing. It's about what you see, to be honest. And if it works for you, then that's the most important thing, really.
Tyler, I'm assuming you're talking about GJ. Personally, unless we see some 30-minute candles closing underneath here and then making lower lows and lower highs, I think we're going to be creating support, because we see this candle closed underneath our support. Good. But we have no lower low to continue further beyond this point. So I think once you see 30-minute candles making lower highs and then breaking the lows and making lower lows, then that would be a good confirmation to fall down to support. I think that would make sense. 15-minute, it could work. But I think the 30-minute and the 1 hour are going to be much better confirmations and well worth the wait. Yep, yeah, I got you, Con. I was just copying it as you took a buy. Okay, I think that makes sense. I think this, if this closes above, I think this is going to go up, but I don't like what we're buying into, even though I do like the trade idea. But since it's Sunday, I don't like the target, and it's Sunday, so I'm going to not risk super aggressively yet. And if this closes bullish, next candle started to break the lows, sells will be taken. Yep, I like that idea. I think that makes sense. There's that. We'll have to wait and see. I think that's probably why, because you... Oh, there we go. Oh, it'll do it on the stream, not on my screen. So there should be something popping up in a second. Right up in here. There we go. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate it. Yep, and there is a little sound. I don't know why it's not playing. But, oh well. The sound was kind of annoying, so if a bunch of people subscribe, it would be pretty obnoxious. So if there's no sound, that's... okay. Yep, it does look like support is rejecting on the hourly as higher low. So if we close and we get another higher low and a higher high, we could see break. But since there was that end, I don't know where this resistance is up here, but I know something's up there and I really don't like it. So we'll see.
This
like I
might
said,
be a bit far back, but to the left there's a bit of consolidation, right? So before coming down.
Over here.
Not that far. No, not that far.
Right here.
Can I? Yeah.
You can annotate. Yeah, here. Let me set up the screen for you. There you
go. Maybe like right here. I think a lot of wicks coming down here, but not breaking it. Well, yeah, breaking it here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think that's kind of like
rough area.
Yeah.
So that would just pretty much be right at the 4-hour resistance at 135,900 area.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll see what happens. I think that I would prefer a buy at like 135, 138 area, but up there it went. Now I heard it. But we'll see what's presented at open. And in about 10-15 minutes we will break down gold, EJ, UJ, and AJ. And then any other pairs that you want, you'll have to send a chart. And then if you want a separate opinion, or I mark it up, after you send a chart, you can ask for that, and we'll do that for you. Yeah, now anytime anyone subscribes or donates or does a super sticker, we're going to a little board. Adela? Not sure, I couldn't read it quick enough, but Mena, I am waiting for a buy, but I think if this closes bullish and we break this low with another higher low, not breaking on the 30-minute, I think that would be a nice sell down to this area. It scared you. Which currency is best right now? I would say a JPY pair for this session would probably be a good idea. Start with, or AUD. Those pairs are pretty well in the session. And then just kind of watch how it moves for like a week or two throughout that session every day. and see which one you like. See which one moves better. See if you like the faster moving ones, the slower moving ones. That should give you a good idea on what you like to see. I will be back in a second.
What have I done? Can someone remind me? 'Cause to me this all is just a blur. The last thing that I remember is a party, then nothing else. How did I get here? Who is that man over there? Will I ever find out? It's all just a dream. Tell myself, never will I do this again. Tell myself, it's not worth it. Tell myself no, but who cares? 'Cause tonight I will party. Sail some rudder on the ship,
Yeah, so if you look at Euro JPY is just broken out of a small consolidation area. We have like an engulfing bullish candle to the upside. So I'm thinking it's probably going to come up and retest that resistance that it has around 123.740. I don't know if anyone else looks at Euro JPY, but and UJ actually done a fake out on the 30-minute. It pushed 10 pips down into profit, and then the hourly ended up closing back within the range, and the 30-minute in turn actually closed back in the range too. So right now there is no sell confirmation for UJ.
Yep, looks like stuck in this area.
I was just saying, Paul, that Euro JPY has just broken out of a small consolidation, and USD JPY actually done a fake out on the 30-minute, and the hourly in turn then closed back within the range. Not GJ, Euro JPY and UJ.
Yep, yeah. DJ did the same thing too.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have a different support marked up on GJ actually, which is slightly different, not by much.
We need a 30-minute close underneath here or a break of this low. But if it breaks, technically, I think there's a much higher chance of there being less volume to break and continue and not slap you. So I think waiting to open for that low to break is a good idea. But if it does break and you want to get in, put your stops above here. We've seen Sunday or Asian session wild things, so good to see that break and that push down. Up, John? How's it going? Up, Samurai? Thank you. I wouldn't say it's hoping, Kevin. It's plan an idea, and your idea is right more than it's not, you'll make money. Not, you probably won't. If you're hoping, I would say you need a stronger plan. Why not AUD instead of J? I'd only trade GJ, so there's no reason. AJ should move just fine, but all these pairs for this session are gonna move better once Tokyo Open happens and the big part of our volume comes in. Yep, we do check charts here, David. 135, 644. Yeah, if you want to, you could do that. I'm waiting for a drop for buys. What up, Dangerous?
Paul, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Right now, GJ is what we're looking at. We break the high of that bullish candle. If you're in buys, that would be a good sign, but coming right into resistance, so maybe not the best trade to be in unless you're in from this bottom area. If you're risk free already, and you're anticipating it to break up, I think that makes sense as long as we can get above here and close above. Appreciate it, Sniper. What do we mean by idea? Well, when you take a trade, you gotta plan the trade out. You gotta know why you're taking the trade. Go on, we'll pull this up. Minute. I think your buy should have been down here. To be honest, if you were gonna buy, you should have been buying that support down there, and then up here it should already be risk free once this happens here. So I think your buy was down here. You were gonna do it. Thank you, Joel. Alex. Pull this up. Yep, thanks, John. Glad it helped. It's pretty straightforward. Alright. Looking for some buys. EJ, okay. In traffic right there, yes. Stop loss, current candle, if that's where it goes. Otherwise, sells down there. I think that looks good. That looks good, Alex. Yeah, if this keeps going, I'm just gonna watch it because I like the idea here. And if you took it, just be aware of what you're coming into, and also be aware that this hourly is still bearish. So 2 hour, but your previous 4 hours bullish, so that is a good thing. But be aware that of what you're coming into and manage it accordingly. Maybe a 15-minute, maybe 5-minute structure, or just get break even, because we are going to see something happen here. What's up, Frankie? What's up, JR? How's it going, bro? Thanks, Frankie. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like I like the dark theme. I think it looks nice. A little easier on my eyes too, so. Little transition. This is what you're looking at, okay? So this is kind of your plan, I'm assuming. Got 5-minute supports, resistance. It looks good. See what happens as we get closer to open. Thanks, JR. Yep, DB, I am doing great. It was a nice little break at the end of the week, so ready to good this week. 35,670. I think that's a good idea. Just be careful with your stop loss placement, Keish, because you know how the Tokyo Open tends to respect candles. I say that sarcastically. So, and also, your first issue might be this wick here. So there's 8 pips. Your next one 15. Otherwise, it should ideally hit 4-hour resistance if we get above, but I don't like buys from up here. Because this could just be creating that top hourly wick. But if we get above here, then I think that would make sense to continue up ideally, but there's something up here that we need to be aware of. Thank you for the subscription. I need to blow this up so I can actually subscribe. Was that Dota 2? Thank you, Dota 2. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think the buys make sense. I just don't like it, that's all.
the dawn of the day, I can hear you calling his name. With the lead feel hard, I still feel all the pain. Black obsidian walls mixed with sparkling evergreen. It's a comfort to know it's the same thing you were seeing. And I dream of you, and you dream of me. It's a comfort to know it's the same thing you were seeing. And I dream of you, and you dream of me. Could this be the age of discovery? The age of discovery. The age of discovery. Age of discovery. Chill in my bones, our sun rising in the sky. It's you that I ask for, no more telling lies. And I'm holding you, and you're holding me.
Yo, I'm back.
Could this be the age of discovery?
Abdahim. I'm actually a he, not a girl. And I don't show my face, only because I just like to keep my personal social media different. Plus, I don't think it's about selling yourself. It's about the knowledge that you have to offer in terms of forex, and I don't want no bias towards my lifestyle or anything like that. So I want to keep it strictly education, and that's what I'm doing. Is Paul not there? I think he's gone. Thank you, Salim. How are you, mate? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were at She by mistake. Fair enough. No, my bad.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take care of something.
So I wait for closes. At the same time, once I get the confirmation for a close, then I'll look to take entries once we're creating new higher highs and higher lows. So typically you want to see like say if we're looking to take buys, if this candle closes above resistance, we're looking to see if we can get like a retest, which would be like the bottom wick to this candle, and then potentially for the candle to start come up and breaking the highs and pushing further bullish.
Yep. Yeah, if anyone took those buys, that was those buys that we were talking about earlier. Once we closed above, making this close below kind of a little fake out, because hourly could not sustain below. I think that was a really, it looks like it plays out pretty nice so far.
Yeah, UJ done a fake out, so that would be about 7 pips in profit.
I don't think UJ did a fake out. I think it just kind of came down to support, to be honest. If we look, it kind of just fell down to here, and it was also like right where this was at. But kind of faked out underneath here. If we pull up the hourly, we're gonna see that.
Yeah, because it closed back in the range.
Hourly never just broke below.
Mm-hmm.
But we know.
No, yeah, sorry.
No, 1 sec. No, Asian Open pulls back before open. So maybe this is a pullback, and then we'll have higher low, higher low. This one will break here, and we'll make another higher low, and we'll come down. So maybe your idea is still valid. It just, there's no volume to do it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, because all I was looking at is if you go back to the 30-minute. So the fact that if you just look at, say, most recent support since, open sense, this was that support, right? So once this candle closed below, essentially when it did start, it did do a small retest and push 10 pips in profit with the clean traffic. So at that point, there was a tradable opportunity. I know what you're saying based on the 1 hour. So that's why you'd always, if you see price reacting to, say, this price level, then we aren't going to get down to this level yet. And that's why when we saw this, the price come back and close back in the range is how I would see that. And then if you look at the hourly completely closed above the hourly support. Now this move down is invalid. Sorry. So exactly what Paul's saying. All the difference is you're seeing that it's reacted here as a buy zone, which is pretty much fine. I just was more looking towards this move if we can get down there. But I suppose, like, as long as like with the way that I trade, that's all I look to take is 10 pips. So at the same time, if it did push 10 pips in profit, I would still take it again if it happened tomorrow. But same scenario, we push and do a fake out. Does that make sense? Because you couldn't anticipate the fake out until it happened.
Yep.
Because obviously we don't know, price could have pushed down to support, because obviously that would have been the retest of the low. So at the same time, but yeah, based on what you're saying is totally correct, of course.
This is kind of what I'm seeing right now. As long as we don't start breaking through all this stuff, it looks like kind of came up, and now we're gonna do something like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no volume. We established a low, but there's no volume. So regardless, we're making a lower high, and maybe we'll come test the low here, and then fall down to support.
Yeah, 100%. I think we need to see like an hourly closing clear direction. It seems that hourly is just ranging very hard on UJ.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm looking at GJ. Sorry.
Out of the pairs. Yeah, I'm not. If we close under this 1 hour support line I have, if we close underneath there, even though I have this little box, that line is what I'm looking for that close. And then I'm looking for the new lower low, lower high sort of formation.
Yeah. I'm looking to see how EJ closes as well, because right now it did break the high, start continuing bullish, but now in the last 3 minutes we've now looks like we're starting to be like a little bit of a weak doji. So we're gonna want to wait to see how this kind of closes. So if it starts to close bearish, then I think at that point I don't think there's much buys valid. Like the buys aren't valid. But I think if it closes bullish, you're anticipating price to respect the low if you're in EJ buys. I'm pretty sure I saw people getting EJ buys, but I'll be looking to take percents off if it closes bearish, because we don't know which way price is gonna push.
Yeah, if this doesn't close above 2 minutes,
same
underneath,
same
I think I would maybe secure something, or at least make sure it's risk-free. Just coming into open, it's always good to. We got 30 minutes, so.
Especially because we don't know, we could fall back to support and then break out. After Asian Open, you could get wicked out on the pullback. We have seen that.
Yep, especially the open pullback, it tends to respect the hourly, not so much respect the 30-minute most of the time. Oh.
Yeah, this close is key on GJ.
Yep. minor different approach for me this week, my trades. But still same entries, same stop losses, just gonna be more observant of the higher time frame levels. Seeing what happens at those levels in terms of closing above, closing underneath, lower lows, lower highs. So you're gonna see lines and then little boxes this week. My spread right now, 1.5. What time is it? All right, we'll go into gold real quick. That gold's pushing up a little bit. 4 hour. Looks like it's bullish. See if we can find. Oh. Okay. There is literally. Oh, there's something to the left on the weekly. Wow, that was a long ways away. 2011. They're probably gonna see something happen up in these wicks up here. Looks like we're kind of there. So we're gonna focus on what's going on now. Just buying up here randomly, probably not a good idea. So we're gonna go 4 hour. If you see a 4 hour pullback, start forming support on the 30-minute and the 1 hour in this area. Good opportunity. Maybe even here. It looks like daily. Where could the daily pull to? I mean, daily could maybe get to here, but that's a long way down. Even the weekly, I wouldn't expect us to reverse that entire move up right there. Could, but looks like it's kind of picked a direction. So I think daily. Was that daily or 4 hour? 4 hour. I think 4 hour. One of these three areas would be a good area to look for some support to form, to take it up. I think buying up here, not the best idea. So then you kind of would see support in here. Maybe see support form here for a little short-term play. Back up to whatever resistance it creates. So you can see where we were kind of forming those supports kind of here. This area, this line, you'll definitely some taps on. Maybe some fake outs underneath and closing back above, kind of something like this. Maybe this line here, this little quick area might tap into. So if I were looking for a buy, I'd be looking for a buy from somewhere within 3 levels here, or longer term back down in this area. If you form support and then make higher highs and higher lows with some decent traffic to the left to then continue up. Right now for buys, I think it's just a waiting game. Maybe if you're looking for sells, but that would be a very short-term play. Maybe 30-minute. Maybe price can close under here. A quick sell. The support about 60. I mean, it's a really nice traffic, nice play. But your buys will definitely be a better opportunity. But if you're just scalping real quick, I mean, you can grab 10 pips real easy in and out once we start closing underneath there. EJ, no real direction yet. It's kind of confused.
That's what I was about to say. It's a very weak bullish close on that 30-minute on EJ. Same with the close that we just had on GJ. Didn't really quite get above that that resistance.
Yep. So 4-hour support there. Nothing on the 2-hour I could see. Hourly. Not. Got hourly resistance here. Here. One-hour resistance there. I don't really see a whole lot on the higher time frames right there. Definitely an interesting support here. Maybe a buy or a sell from here depending on where we close and if we make higher highs, higher lows. Thank you for the sub, Johnson. And yeah, if we get under here on EJ, I think you can get a nice play down to here. That'd be a nice move. Got 30 pip move, 34 pip. Would be a nice Sunday move right there. Or if we go bullish here, maybe you buy it up to a resistance or up to here. Depends on what you're looking at. You could even say right here, right on those bodies there, and then did a little retest. Coming down, maybe we test the low. But above this area here, and this random candle, it just doesn't look very, very trustworthy for what I would like to see. Yeah, so I think waiting for what happens down here would be a good play. Maybe even if you still form support and continuous higher highs, higher lows to those wicks there, that could even be a good play off of support there. Francisco, appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I look at for EJ. If you're looking for sells, I think under here, down to 4-hour support, makes sense. If you're looking for buys, wait for support to form here or here, or wait for support to come form down here. Then you can get an even longer buy play out. Okay. Everything, all the JPY pairs are kind of looking about the same. So daily, what do we add on the daily? Kind of broke out. Maybe we'll come up and retest this daily support up there. Not right now, obviously, but throughout the week. 4 hours bullish. We got 4-hour support here. Might see us push down to there. I think we're going to see a little move down and then a push up. JPY pairs personally, but happens. Like possible support resistance right there. Should be a nice move up if we get above here though. Up at least up, tap into here. But then closing above here will also be important to continue. Then a 1 hour. Same thing, 1 hour support. Like this, just tapping up into here. Draw that right across. It's kind of wicked up into there. That is 1 hour. This one I don't even like anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that. Then I got our higher time frame levels marked out. Closes under there for sells. 30-minute. Yeah, if price starts closing under here, and we get lower lows, lower highs, I think we'll see a wick fill, and then a continue support down there. Because then we have lower low, lower high, test the low, and then ideally, since we got nice traffic, it would fall to the support. I think that was 4-hour support as well. Yep, yeah, Jason, so I'm kind of waiting for the pullback. The sell idea could be a really good opportunity, but with my rules, I'm going to wait for that buy opportunity if it presents itself. And then, so EJ or UJ, that's what I would be looking for, is you can get a close underneath this hourly support on the 30-minute with lower lows, lower highs. I think that makes sense, and it looks like it's kind of rejecting this 30-minute resistance up here. So that would make sense. Sell the resistance, take it down to this support, and then down to 4-hour support here. AJ is bullish at the moment. So 4 hour. Again, 4 hour support. They all looked exactly the same. Got resistance there on the 2 hour, 1 hour. That just looks even uglier than everything else, to be honest. I don't like it at all. I think if you close above here, 30-minute, 1 hour, buys make sense. That back up into this area here. That would make sense. That could be a nice little 30-40 pip play. Coming down. Not a fan of how this looks. 30-minute. I mean, this would kind of be up to you, but it'll be a little riskier, and it's Sunday, so maybe not worth it today. Maybe get ahead for the week and then look to take some plays like this, but you won't have to worry about this candle later in the week, because you won't have to try and trade into that. So I think if you close under here, it could be a nice play down to support, but 4 hours bullish. So ideally, do close underneath here. I would look for a higher low, but then take it up. Resistance, maybe have a runner tap up here. That's what I would look for, is maybe a fake out underneath here. Higher low still respected here, and created here. Volume, and then maybe a push up. What I look for, looks like GJ is pushing up pretty nice from the buys down there. That looks like it's playing out pretty well. That'll be quite the gold play. 1,000. That would be wild. Got 19 minutes till open. If you're in buys, just make sure you got that profit protected on Sunday. And if we get volume and we get a nice push, that would be very unexpected. So that would be the exact opposite of what we've seen past month on GJ pre-Asian, let alone a Sunday. Oh, I can't even see that. We need to zoom this in a little more. Abdullah, you gotta zoom this in. Looking for buys if the price breaks out of this range. Okay, like up here, or like just above this candle, or this body here. Where are you looking to actually enter? Where's your stop loss going to be placed? That kind of stuff will be important as well. Your plan that you're kind of mapping out. Those buys are playing out real nice. Maybe it's not going to come all the way down. I have formed support pretty heavy above here. It's up to you, Jason. I am not doing anything up here. So, if you want to buy it once this closes, where's your stop loss? Where's your target? If you like it, take it. I would say. So let's refresh this, see what it's doing now. So GJ looks bullish on the hourly. That just changed, so that's good to know. Bullish on the 4 hour, bearish on the daily as of now, and bullish on the weekly. So it looks like buys are the play. Good to see that this changed, went bullish now too. That's good to know that when the market actually does something, this thing does update accordingly, so that's good to know. What am I waiting for? I mean, maybe a pullback to support. Buy this support down here. I would like that. Otherwise, a buy down in this area. But that's a lot of movement for Asian session. I feel like for us to push up this high, go all the way back, and then still have volume to push up for a good move. Feel like that would be like trying to hold your breath underwater, especially with GJ and Asian session on a Sunday. But we'll see. So what happens? But that would be play I would be looking to take. So we'll see if we get there. See if we have enough volume to do all that. I mean, if open rips down in one candle and then we form support here, yeah, I think that could play out. But we'll see. Looks like the buys from here that were called pretty early, if certain things were met, but the risk was buying up into this. So if you took it, very, very nice play. But I think see what open brings. We got 15 more minutes. Got our ideas mapped out for all the pairs. Like all the JPY pairs are pushing bullish. So see where we end up. Yeah, for a buy for me, I'd like a pullback to this 1 hour support to take a buy. And ideally a little bit higher of a push up so we kind of surpass 2 wicks and have some more fresh information to work with. Be preferred. And if you're looking for sells, I think if you close underneath 135, 513, 30 minute or the 1 hour, either one I think will work well. If you close underneath there and you see lower lows and lower highs, I think you're going to get a nice sell down to like 135, 200, 138, somewhere in that area. A good tap, at least down to the bottom past this candle here. And then this is kind of where the 4 hour bodies are. Maybe a touch, maybe it comes close to touching, but that would be a good sell opportunity there as well, I think. And David will pull this up. Burned pre-Asian, what happened? Sell it? Above level of resistance for buys. Do we think a retest is needed or a close above previous high? Good enough. I would wait for a pullback personally, but if it's good enough for you, you've taken this trade on gold before during Asian at this time and you've won, then I would say do what your plan says. But personally, I think a pullback to buy a support would be better than buying the tops. Very experienced in buying the tops, and it does not work out as well as buying supports at the bottom. So do with that information as you may, but done it before on gold, and that's how gold moves. Remember, I don't trade gold, so it could move a little bit different than what we look for on GJ. Thank you, Loki. Appreciate the sub. Getting closer to 8K and then 10K. John, I'm waiting for either support at this 135, 513 area, or support down near 4 hour support here. Take a buy. And if we just keep going up, then we'll watch GJ keep pushing up. dark background's so much easier on my eyes. I like it a lot better. Where are we at for likes? Where are we at? 152 for 22 watching. I think we can get 48 more likes. Abdullah, I trade Asian session on the live stream, and then my group and I trade New York session in a chat, sometimes a voice chat, but do New York as well, just not on a live stream. Wicks Don't Lie handles New York sessions. Check his live stream out. That was at 4-hour resistance. I don't know. See what happens when we get up there. I don't really have a plan for up there, but maybe I should make one. Might be a good idea. Yeah, have we got a good bearish 30-minute or bearish hourly? Would maybe be good, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be a good play. Depends on how nicely we come up. How about that? We'll see how nice we come up, but my bias is for buys, so we'll see. But not a bad idea. Yep, yeah, Kimbo, I think only one pair, 1 or 2 sessions, few hours per session is a good way to build an edge over time. Sure. How do you get that sort of background? If you just right click, go to settings, change the appearance and all that stuff right there. Now I can see the keyboard. Perfect. I just put the mic in my mouth and I move the keyboard forward, I can see everything. But yeah, right click, settings, appearance, and then symbol. You can change the color of the candles. So Yep, Eric, I think that's possible. That's very possible. That's why I was thinking when that who said that? Aaron said sells at 4-hour resistance, and then I looked at the daily. I was like, oh, that could be our top daily wick, and then maybe we see a little bit of a push down. That would possibly make some sense. So if we get up here and we push up nicely and we get resistance here, maybe a sell back to this 1-hour support. And I anticipate that being the top daily wick, maybe an attempt to come and fill the bottom of the daily wick. I don't think we're going to, but never know. But at least get a partial fill, which would still be a nice move. I mean, even if we got a partial fill, I mean, still 30, 40, 50. In total, it's about 87 pip move. If we can catch 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 for a partial fill, I think that could be a good play. But daily's pretty bullish, like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's the high. Kind of tapped this little daily previous resistance, now possible support. So we'll see how we play out near these higher time frame levels. And if we hit this 4-hour support and we start rejecting really hard, then we would be failing to break this daily low, be making a higher low, and then the higher time frame should be starting to push to the upside. So that would then make sense. If we push down to here and we start tapping it, then we go bullish with some good bullish closes on the 30-minute or 1-hour, I would anticipate that to be rejecting this low, and we push up to the high. So that would be a nice buy from down here is what I'm planning for that 4-hour support. But if we push here and we start rejecting pretty hard, we could maybe catch a nice move down to that support. And then if it breaks, keeps coming. But again, we're coming into a shit show. So maybe better to just get out here. And if we push here, maybe leave a small runner and then see what play we get from this level would be pretty ideal. So we will see that these new higher time frame levels, newer to the live stream, so we'll see how we react near them and if they're going to be valuable in incorporating them. I think they will be. I did a lot of testing over the weekend, and even though, like, see, this kind of closed underneath, so like maybe we should move it down to these bodies here, but hourly still didn't move. It's still right here. So testing I did, even if we close under here and not fully under here, which, I mean, that a pip, I mean, I feel like regardless it would just close underneath all of this, but under this line is what's going to be significant, or closing above for more support to then go up towards this high here if we fall down. So I just want to start incorporating these lines with these little labels. So if I stay on the 30-minute and I forget to flip-flop before I enter a trade, I kind of have these higher time frame visuals of like, hey stupid, there's 4-hour resistance here, don't just buy a random high, make sure checked everything, or don't just sell a random low here, you got hourly support, vice versa, same thing down here. So just give me more more of a visual of what the higher time frames are doing without actually having to go flip to the higher time frame. We'll see how these kind of play out, but still same idea. We're selling new lows of candles, we're buying new highs of candles, preferably at lows of structure for buys, highs of structure for sells. So we'll see. What up, Yvonne? Can I make a trading room tour? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna elaborate on that maybe. Podcast interview, yeah, J2O. I've done a couple podcasts. Just get me on Instagram. It's on the bottom left, and we can discuss that. Instagram. All right, we'll get back to messages at the end of the stream. Going, Yvonne. Thank you. Yeah, feels good to be back. It was a nice, much needed break. I was actually excited and thrilled to come back to the live stream. Wasn't always there as strong as it normally was the past week or two. I don't know why. Wasn't feeling it, I guess. I don't know. So the holidays worked out really nice. Allowed me to get a little bit of a break, which was cool. Yep, yeah. Fabio, my eyes are saying the same. So we're coming into open. Got 3 minutes. So Tokyo open. And now we're pulling back. We pushed up into here and now we're pulling back. So that sell play we talked about, closing underneath here with lower lows, lower highs, might play out if we close bearish underneath here. But the idea, so we had this candle closed underneath hourly support. We should go down, right? But you can't go down when you make higher lows and higher highs. That's not price going down. So close underneath here again, and we do this, but going down, lower lows, lower highs like this, then I think we're gonna see that move down to that target down here at 4-hour support. Only on YouTube, yeah. I mean, I can look up the chart on my phone at the end of the live stream, but it won't be pulled up on here. And it will be after the live stream and after the session is over. So if you're sending me a trade of what you should be doing in the next couple minutes or what I think about it, it's not going to be beneficial to you at all, as the session and the move will probably all be over. Did I miss you guys? Yeah, of course I did. Good to be back. Zoom's a little quiet, but that's okay. Still got everyone. Hopefully get closer to that 1,000 viewer goal we've been trying to hit forever. I think we can hit the. I think we can at least tap into 8-900 this week. Minutes, 1 minute. I'm gonna be back in a second. Yep, it could totally be a sell, Jason. What you would need to see then I gotta step away. You're gonna see this high being respected, right? Oh, terrible arrow, but that's wow. They have much less caffeine. That high gets respected. Could say higher low, higher low. Another higher low gets created, and then you see lower lows being created. That would be a good play. Thanks for the sub, J20. Appreciate it, J20. I'm not sure how you say it, but thank you, and I will try to be back. Time for open. If you're in buys, do not let this come back and hit your stop loss. You're gonna hate yourself if you do. Alright. So Tokyo Open. Could say this made a higher high and a higher low, and if this low gets respected, price could still have potential to push up. So whichever way your bias is pointing, bearish candle could tell you a lot of information going either way. So if you're in buys and you say, okay, if we respect this low, because there's not much of a bottom wick here, if we respect this low, we'll have higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. You have higher high, another higher high, maybe we keep going up. Or if you're looking for sells, maybe this is telling you that there's rejection up here. Price is going to fall back down. Thanks, Master Swell. Appreciate it. I love it. A fun ride. I got a new bottle syrup, so I get to drink a gallon of syrup at a time. Yeah, I think it could totally be rejection for sells, but your idea, or my idea, would be that this high does not get broken. If it breaks that and comes down, I would just close the charts and not trade GJ tonight. Protein shake, it is watermelon BCAAs and grape crystal light in water. Protein shake will be coming at like 7:30. 26 minutes. Have a protein shake. I actually ordered some meal prep meal. So I'll be eating those sometime before Tokyo Open during this. I don't use fibs. Nope. Everything you see on this chart is all I have, and I actually have less on my MT4. There's nothing on my MT4. All I'll know is once I see what I want to see, I'll take a little horizontal line and I'll be like, okay, I want to buy here, and I put that line on my MT4. Once price crosses it, I enter, put my stops, my T, and that's it. I do all my mapping and ideas on TradingView, and then just execute on MT4. Thoughts on Inner Circle Trader? I've heard good things. I saw he had I believe he had an interview on Trading Nut. So Cam's a good dude. I would assume Inner Circle guy's a good dude. Never watched any of his videos or seen him trade, but I've never heard anything bad yet, at least. So if you like him and it fits good with you, I don't see any reason why there's a reason why you couldn't learn from that person if he does that, or if he has educational videos, whatever. Yep, no entries yet for me either, Yen. Eric, 15 closes, breaks. Yep, yeah. So then it would just be a fake out, and GJ would still just be in a range. So with what I was back testing weekend, first of all, it's Sunday and I don't like what's up here because I don't actually know what's up here. These are just random wicks and bodies that are not together. We don't actually know where the resistance is up here. Probably get a general idea, but I don't want to take a trade with a general idea of resistance. But buying these highs like this, like we used to do, did a lot of work this weekend and at the end of the week last week when I had time off. So we don't get caught in that kind of stuff for Asian session. So that's what these higher time frame levels are going to play into. Ideally to avoid stuff like this happening. Or stuff like this happening. 130 pips on gold, nice. No idea, Demon. Gotta ask Raja, I have no idea. V fractal, I don't know what that is, so I probably would not trade it because I don't know what it is. Thoughts on FTMO accounts? I think they're great. It's a good tool. And good life opportunity if you know how to trade. And really change your financial status pretty quickly. Yeah, pretty much. What's up, Josh? Nope, no trade. No trade yet, still waiting. Anything going up, Josh, I'm not a fan of. Maybe resistance here. Then kind of anticipate that B top daily wick. But these candles need to push up to it nicely for that to be opportunity. So we'll see. 135, 860 areas, 50% fib area, 860. Yep. So my fib level has actually just come from the 4-hour possible resistance. It was support. We broke it. Maybe we retest it and we test this low. That would be the play that I look for if we get up to here. So yeah, whether you use fibs or price action, same level. Do you accept payment? PayPal? Yep. So if you go to the website, this will take you, it's all through PayPal. So you can check that out. Yep, the website's right in the middle. Go there on your own time. We're not here to look at my website. So if you have questions, DM me or check it out on your own time, and it should answer all your questions. Pretty well detailed. Yeah, PayPal is how you what it's done through. If you don't do PayPal, then just DM me, and there's a few other options I can do, but at the moment the website only does PayPal. How do you go about backtesting? I like the soft FOREX. Soft FOREX later. Here we go. Yep. So this is the simulator that I use. I believe pretty darn positive. Rakeel uses it as well. For himself, his group, whatever. All the simulations use. Well, I use this also. It's super good. I love it. I know Monty uses this as well. It's a really good tool because you can actually, like on TradingView, you can do the little bar replay, and it just kind of prints the candles. But this, it actually prints, like it won't print a candle. It'll run you through like what we're seeing here. We're seeing price go up and come down. You can actually run through all of that. So pretty cool. Side note, I don't use trend lines, but I'm going to place this and just see if it randomly does anything. Then maybe that buy we're looking for, we're going to see bodies close. Where? Here. Make that bottom wick, and then we have higher low, higher low, higher low, and we push up. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I don't use trend lines, but wherever we form support, it might respecting this. We'll see. Granted, this is 30 minutes, so clearly that shows how much I use trend line. 2 hour will show anything. This wick. Bodies. We put it on these guys here, that last support to the left. Yeah, no, I don't really like that either. That just looks all sorts of confusing. Maybe the wick to the body, who knows? Kind of the same thing on the 30-minute that I had drawn. Pretty close. But wherever it lands, trend line or no trend line, support forming will be what I look for. Looks like if we're breaking this high, that this was just higher high, higher low, Asian open pullback, and then whoever's throwing up in their mic, you gotta mute it. But what's training schedule like? Henry, DM me. We can talk about that on Instagram. Check this thing again, see what it's looking like. Looks like hourly came back down to be a little less bullish, but still bullish. 4 hour bullish, daily bearish, weekly bullish. Good to know it updates pretty quickly. David, I have no idea. I've never traded those, so I will not give you advice on that. I believe Rakeel, Monty, or Ted either has traded those or they know somebody who does that can answer that question for you. I would ask one of them, because I wouldn't want to speak or give advice on something I don't know anything about. That wouldn't be a good idea. But I would assume you can trade price action fairly similar, but it's gonna, I would say it would probably move differently. But definitely ask someone who actively trades it regularly. Buys from that support here, playing out pretty well. We now broke that bearish candle, so this was not resistance. It was creating support to go up. Now we're breaking. Yeah, that could have been a nice 20 pip move right there. The week on TradingView, the weekly on GJ, I'm pretty positive is bullish. Yeah, GJ's weekly is incredibly bullish. So incredibly bullish. See you way more bullish, but bullish indeed. Daily is bearish. Daily is previously bearish. Wonder if we are gonna do. Forgot who said it, but if we go bearish here, that could be a nice move back down to attempt to fill that wick from that 4-hour resistance. Yep. Yeah, Michael, exactly. That's also true, but backtesting will give you some good confidence to at least know what you're looking for, to know when to execute. And then the next step is just actually execute in the live market, because that's a whole nother thing to play with. You had a buy, nice job. Yeah, we said if we close bullish here, that could be a good buy opportunity, but you had to be aware of what you were going into, as well as a Tokyo Open, which kind of made this candle, but clearly a higher high, higher low. This higher low, higher low, higher low, higher highs, price went up. Nice job, yeah. You guys caught those buys, awesome. Thought it was a good play, but I didn't like what we were coming into. 4-hour resistance. If we could do anything at all. Yep, you took profit. That's a win. That is a good session. If you welcome, lure. Now we'll see how we react at 867 area if resistance is formed. Then that could potentially be the top daily wick, and then we'll see an attempt to come and fill the bottom daily wick, which I don't think we're going to completely fill and break, but you never know. My bias is that we're not going to break it or fill it completely, is that we'll do more like a 50-75% partial fill and then make a higher low and start to drive back up, would be what I expect the daily candle to do. Yep, see you tomorrow, Josh. Job, lever, job. Got the buys, be sure to like and subscribe. A lot. So those buys were really nice, but felt like the traffic, I still feel like the traffic is still kind of iffy. $448, bad for a Sunday. Yeah, gold is just going up. Probably will continue to go up for a while. Check daily fib retracement. I don't use them, so on a chart with it on there, we can check it out. I'm looking for a reaction from here. On the hourly, if we go here and we go bearish, should have a nice move to the low, near the low, and then I would expect a higher low and then a move up. But maybe we push down, we break it, we keep trending down. Everything's looking, it's moving down at the moment. So that was a pretty heavy support we were at right there on the hourly. Maybe we do just drive up from that area.
EJ ran right to my target area.
How did EJ look? Where'd you get in?
Oh, I didn't get in. I just called it out from my group.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, it hit perfectly 1 hour resistance right there.
It was just the way that the way the bearish candle closed. It was above that resistance that we've broken out. So what I was saying was we need to form like a support here on the smaller time frames, or essentially start coming up and filling the wick and breaking the highs.
Yep, yeah, that's exactly what I said on this candle here.
But I was never going to take it. You know, coming into a Sunday, it's probable, but at the same time, you know, it would be, yeah, it's a Sunday, so you got to take it easy.
Yeah. I'm gonna see how we react at 4 hour resistance and see what happens.
So you like had that candle close like a strong bullish. Now we could have said on Euro JPY that the next one should continue moving bullish to the target, but we haven't. We've had no, on the 30-minute time frame, we've had no like just one candle close. We've just gone up without really any confirmation.
Yep, I mean that's how Tokyo Open is. It doesn't push up, give a close, and then give a move. It just opens and it's like, here's the move. You're either in it or you're not. But I thought this bearish candle gave a real good probability that price should continue moving up. Because if it was going to form resistance, why'd it go so high? And so my idea was, if we stay above this wick here, still have a higher low to drive up. Still that bearish wick. Actually, I think it might be a bullish wick on the hourly. Yeah, so bullish on the hourly, higher high, higher low. Price should fill the wick and continue up to whatever target we're looking at. This 30-minute didn't have much of a bottom wick to kind of make a higher low. So then use the previous. Then we got a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher highs, and now another higher high. So I want this one to tap this area first before the 7 minutes is up. And then the next 30 minutes to go bearish, and then see a lower low, lower high to maybe come down.
Are you anticipating that we're going to go bearish from the 4 hour resistance?
Yeah, it's kind of. And if we do go bearish, I think we're going to have a really good setup to at least get down to 135, 200 area. Attempts to fill that bottom daily.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it does reject it and you get, like you say, you get a bearish close that sort of area, then yeah, definitely probabilities there. Otherwise, if it closes back above that area, then it should continue. Yeah, it should continue bullish.
Fine. If it keeps running up, and then we'll just have nicer traffic to play with in the morning. See you later, Burns. Have a good night. Yep, exactly. So the other thing we could say too is once we get up here and then we finally close bearish, if we do, say we do close bearish, what time is it? Probably going to be closer to 8:30, 8 o'clock, 30, maybe 9. Volume should be dying out. Then we might see us start gradually move down, have one little push down, and then sort of inch down. But I think down to 1 hour support here would be a good target. Let's make sure that's still actually like 1 hour support's a little bit higher, but I think a tap in here where all these wicks are is a good idea. Like I said, I want to see this 30-minute tap here, close above, close underneath, whatever, doesn't matter, tap, wick down completely, whatever, but close, tap here first and then close and then go bearish. I mean, the next one wicks up and taps and close bearish, maybe work, but ideally I'd like that bearish one to make a lower high, but we'll see how it sets up. Yep, but ideally a pullback, maybe down to 135, 200, maybe we tap full support at 138, 135, 138, to make a bottom wick on the daily and then drive up. That would be ideal as well. So we'll see what happens come London and New York session, see where price ended up going. But if we do get resistance here, I think we're going to at least see a pullback to 1 hour support here. And then a good possibility that we come down to here as well. Kind of like a runner target. The likes we got today. 210, beautiful. That's awesome. I think we got a bunch of new subscribers as well. The little alert went off a couple times. Cool. Come on, GJ, 1 more minute. Push up a little higher. It looks like it's already struggling a little bit just within this wick here. Waiting and see if we get a nice opportunity. Thank you for the sub, Brent. Appreciate it. Do a signal chat? Probably not.
What are you looking for, Paul?
Resistance at 135, 867. And then support around 135, 138, 135, 200 area. for buys.
Okay. Another high low to continue going further up. Got it.
Yep.
I was gonna say, this is just like while we wait. Can you go on the hourly real quick? I was gonna say, was there a reason why you didn't get in right here once you broke like this hourly high?
Just in somewhere, but I don't know where, and I don't like it. That's why.
Okay.
Yep, that's all. So those buys from the bottom, I mean, I said it. Once this one closed bullish, I said this is a good buy,
Yeah.
but I don't like what's up here. So, buy played out. Cool. I'd rather watch it play out than in it, you know, because I don't like this one closed down here, but we're clearly rejecting off of something up in this area. It kind of maybe wicks here, something here within this wick. There's no real, I can't see where it is, so I just don't really like it.
No, got it. It's just like if it didn't have like these kind of wicks to the left and like
if it looked normal, I would have been buying. If it looked normal, I would have been buying on after this close right here. Stops under support. But I didn't like what was to the left, so I didn't buy. So I'd like this to push up into this level, reject and close bearish, and then we'll make another lower high, lower low, and price come down. That's what I'm looking.
Yeah. The daily and weekly look good to me for bullish. That was the idea that I'm looking at.
Yep, I think they do as well.
Daily kind of had like the rejection wick, and then weekly it's been creating higher highs and higher lows.
Yep, so I'm kind of hoping that if we get resistance here, that could be our top wick, the daily, come down a little bit. And if 4 hour closes underneath here, and we close bearish, I think we're going to see a bottom wick and at least come to that 1 hour support. So we'll keep waiting and we'll see what happens. Yep, exactly. So that gap is what I didn't like, because it always does something there and I just didn't like it. So now we at least got clean traffic to come down if we come down. It will stay till about 8:30, 8:45. So like another hour 15. See if we can get this bearish close and then a lower low, lower high and come down. Magic keys tutorial. I think I could do that. Not gonna do a YouTube video on it, but I can. I'll put something on my Instagram story. We'll walk through it. Oh, be safe, Quiche. Safe. Or go jump in puddles. I think both are a great idea to be. But yeah, I'll put just follow the Instagram. It's on the bottom left, and I'll put up a little video on it. Just all the buttons, what they do, stuff like that. But I believe there's a tutorial on the website that tells you there's tutorial, I think, and then a really long description of what every single button does. That was really helpful. So maybe something go check out on the Magic Keys website.
Four hours closing in 30 minutes.
So I want this to tap that resistance. Bearish.
It still didn't break the 4 hour high. Or did it?
I don't know if MT4 did. TradingView didn't. So a few things, David. Did you plug the USB that comes with it into your computer? Did you go to your MT4 settings, allow DLL imports? Is your auto trading button green? Is the magic key up in the top right? It'll say magic key. It'll have a sad face or a smiley face. Is it a smiley face or a sad face? The sad face, you probably need to turn your auto trading on, and then did you click and drag the magic keys EA onto your chart? If you did all that and it's not working, I would say email them. Would be your best bet. And then make sure it's on, obviously. In case, never know. I think it was raining. I think it's raining here too. I think it is raining here. Come on, push it up a little bit more. I mean, we are within these wicks, but I'd like to see it tap that level first. Just so I can visually see that we are reacting off of there. Take a few minute break and I'll be back in a few. Hopefully we'll have a trade. Yep, yeah, so David, when that sad face turns into a smiley face, then your magic keys will work. Probably the auto trading button. So on your MetaTrader, it's like top left middle, that little bar, auto trading. Is it a red little arrow or green? If it's good, if it's red, you need to click it and make. All right. Got 15 minutes. So 4-hour close. The fact that that didn't wick up and kind of touch makes me think that the next 30-minute could wick above, tap that, reject, and then come back down if this doesn't do it in the next 15 minutes. So we'll see how the next 15 minutes do. If it wicks up and then comes back, even better. Or if it pushes up and closes bullish and then the next one goes bearish, that would also be good as well. GU and AU went up. Yeah, I don't look at GU during this session, but AU moved up very nice. Wow. Right up to resistance there. Close above there, make higher highs, higher lows. Next target at like 71354. Be a good area.
If this comes down, it gets a lower wick for the 4-hour first. It continues bearish and respects the resistance we broke out. It would be nicer than it just going up from here, right?
Say that again. You got me in circles now.
Sorry, I was saying if this like what was it? This 15-minute? Yeah, this 15-minute. I'm saying this 15 minute, the first 15 minute of the 4-hour. I would say it would be better if this comes down all the way to this resistance instead of creating just like a random higher low there, and then continues further up to possibly up to this zone.
Yep, possible. What I would look for or kind of anticipate is, so your move still works out. Kind of went up, come back, go back up, and I would expect something like that, and then we start to see higher highs and higher lows. If we respect that daily low, that's the if. We need to respect the daily low. If we break it, I think we're going to see more of this. If we respect it, we're going to see more of this. So that's why I want to see what happens. I
was saying, why do you think we're gonna come down from here though? Like, what's the exact reason? Just because like for our resistance?
Yeah, for resistance, we'll come down, and then yeah, the idea is if we form resistance there, that would kind of be the top of the daily wick, to come down and attempt to fill the bottom of the previous daily wick, and then my idea is that we should reject that, make a higher low, expecting these two here, and then continue moving up for the weekly.
Got it.
Yep, that's kind of the idea I'm looking at.
Yeah, I was looking at the daily rejection because it looks like it came right down to like a old resistance now support. So that's why I was looking at the daily wick instead of like a daily wick fill.
Yep. Yeah, but look what happened for this wick. Even though it's rejection,
we filled it. Yeah, I know.
But that was a terrible example for what I meant. This, I feel like it's got to come a little bit deeper before rejecting it. You know? Like it's got to attempt to fill it, reject the fill, and then push up. Because then we'd have a nice bottom wick on the weekly as well. So.
Yeah, weekly I think overall is gonna continue going up if it respects the low, which I think it will.
Yep. And
because it's been doing it so far.
Yeah. And if we do come down and we reject that daily low at 4-hour support, that would be a good bottom wick on the daily. We kind of tap back into this price area here, and then we drive up and fill the top daily wick, or we're going to push up and then come back down and then go back up. But I think it makes more sense. We get bearish candles here. We'll see a move down, at least to try and test this low. And we're either going to make a lower low, and this structure is going to be lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we tap back down to daily support, which is possible. but I see this daily wick here as rejection from this area as well. So I think we're going to come down a little bit further, try and fill it. We're going to fail to fill it. We're going to see higher low, higher low, higher low, and we're going to push up again.
Yeah, no, I see. I get what you mean.
Now it looks like we're kind of rejecting up here, but really I wanted it to be a little bit higher. So soft 4 FX is the simulator. Yep. Henry. Concept of filling the wick. So the wick, Henry, is either telling you where price is going to go or where it cannot go. So this wick right here, it wasn't saying price can't go here, it was saying this is where price is going. And then it just happened to close bearish, which we know that we went over earlier in our session, paying attention to those opens and closes of candles when the market opens, like Tokyo open was right after this close, and we saw price continue up, so it just kind of pulled back and continued. But this wick told us where we were going to go short term. Once you can read candles really well, you'll have a pretty good idea on where price can go and cannot go by those wicks. Likes to a lot of likes today. We're looking at 224. Beautiful. I think we got a good amount of subscribers too. That's always appreciated. And for 1 hour close, yep, makes sense.
We had some decent move in Asian though. Like it's not just like a low move and then it does nothing for the rest of the session. Like there's still volume in the market right now. So looks like this week should be better.
Yeah, looks like we're still moving pretty well. We got some good sized candles still.
Yeah, typically like last week it was just like a low 10 pip push, Asian open, and then like a random volume push in the middle of the session randomly. So I'm hoping his session for the rest of the week is good. Aletha lost. Sorry.
Yeah, I already. Yeah.
Okay. Lot size is just calculated by risk, person risk, and each person risks differently. Sometimes people risk 1%, sometimes it's 2%, so it just depends on that. And the risk is calculated by the number of where your stop loss is. So if it's like 10 pips down, 20 pips down, 15 pips down, so it's all risk reward.
But how is that beneficial for trading?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not, but I'm just like giving the formula for everybody else.
yeah, I think, yeah. Still. I think I read that name correctly. We'll see.
Yeah, while we're waiting, chat, come on, I want to see some. Ask educational questions towards forex markets on any sort of pair strategy that you guys want us to answer. Some sort of strategy question, technical, psychological questions, any sort of questions. something that should help. That's something, a question that can be answered that's gonna help you in your trading journey.
Or help someone else. I think both good ideas.
Oh yeah, or help, yeah, or help someone else.
Hmm?
That little animation though is so dope, bro. When it first came out, I was like, "What is this, bro?"
Mhm.
I was so shook.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of you know those Twitch streamers.
Yeah, that's exactly where I saw Nick Merckx at it, and I was like, oof, I like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So I had to get it. Yep. I think that was Fat. I missed who subscribed. I think it was Fat Daddy. So appreciate the sub.
someone said supply, demand, and liquidation areas. I think you meant liquidity areas. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but one thing I can say is I look at like liquidation areas is like when a candle comes down to some sort of could be a major support where it wicks down just to grab orders to continue going further up in the direction. So it's like the candle came down, we'll see on the daily, and whereas it comes down all the way down here on the daily, we have orders to continue going further up. That's kind of the idea of liquidation areas. You got anything else? What is a liquidity grab? Yeah, a lot of people are asking that.
It's just kind of grabbing orders or volume or whatever to further move direction of the higher time frame. So I mean, an example.
There's not a good example here. This thing. Maybe on the hourly or like 4-hour.
We'll see it. Four-hour probably show it a little bit better, but
Try hourly. I think I've seen a couple on the hourly. Ooh, this one right here. Over this one.
where?
Oh, you move me so much. I can't even see.
Possibly it's just
You
kind of
move
in
me so
resistance.
much.
I would say this wick here is more of a grab.
Okay, there we go.
Then we reject hard off of here and go up. But I mean, I think you can look at it both ways. Could have caught a sell down to support and that worked out. You bought from support down here, your trade played out as well. So liquidity grab down could go up, or resistance, reject support and go up. I think it would work both ways. Just me though, I like to just I don't like to add all these random vocab words, correct or not, whatever. This hit support, price went up. That's what I see.
Yeah, and I think it's more you don't have to look for those tiny things. It's like if you happen to notice it while you're in the market, then it's fine. It's like you don't have to go through the market and searching for it. The difference between a fake out and a rejection and how to spot them. Okay, that was from Salim. That's a pretty simple question. So
This is a good example right here.
out,
Earlier,
there you go.
Earlier in the session, closed under support, bearish, have a good close. It's got a nice wick below everything. That should make sense to come down. The way you would have known not to take this is because there was no new low created. It created a higher low and price went up. That's a good way to tell on that fake out. Is if it closes above and it doesn't make a higher high, price isn't going up. If it closes underneath, doesn't make a lower low, price isn't going down. That's it. What do you think? Anything more?
Yeah, I think it's also like a fake out also tends to happen as like at like some basically what you said, like another way he says when you're at some sort of support or resistance, when it closes above the support, I mean above the resistance, and then closes back down on the next like 30-minute candle, 15-minute candle.
Like
I
this
think that kind of
possible
indicates
close right here.
Yeah, so if this closes back down below the support and the next one breaks a low, that would kind of indicate like a fake out, while a rejection is more of like when it's coming to some sort of support and it wicked down, but it didn't close below. You get what I mean?
Yep. Steven, I don't disagree with what with that. Typically, since my entries are at the highs or lows, if a candle doesn't have a wick, I don't enter when it breaks the body of the candle, because the wicks do give it better probability to play out. So yeah, I'm seeing this as heavy rejection, aka top wick on the daily, to come down to 4-hour support. So kind of rejecting 4-hour resistance, and ideally come to 4-hour support. No bottom wick again though. So see the 4-hour close. What do we do? Oof, heavy rejection. So if we can push up, form resistance, come down, I think that would be a really good sell.
Some crusty ass 4-hour. Like these wicks, it's kind of hard to trade because like they're on either side, right?
Our resistance.
Someone asked us a question. It's kind of confusing. Like, I don't know if you kind of. I'll say it out loud and let me know if you kind of understand it. What are your thoughts on having a high win rate versus a high risk reward? Like, and then he's like, would you rather win more, but win less in terms of risk reward? I'm kind of confused by the question. Do you understand that?
Would you rather win more but have them be smaller wins, or? I mean, either way you're winning. So personally, I would be fine either way.
Yeah, me is as long as you get 1-to-1 risk reward, nothing much more matters about that. And then if your strategy is more probable, like so if your strategy is more than 50% probable, you should be making profits basically. Just have a high probable strategy of winning.
Time through space, my love for you will never fade. Baby, I will hold true. Two worlds apart, how can I get to know you, babe? Why is this space so far?
Any more question, guys? Come on, you guys don't got any more questions? Could be about anything. Could be about some sort of Paul's bias, or like one of his rules. Could be about why he chooses GG. Could be about what's the difference between one pair and another pair, or if they correlate. Have you ever held full amounts of your trade over 2 hours? Seems like you guys take off like after the 30 minutes to an hour after a certain point. What about you, Paul?
What?
Have you ever held with talking? Talk or something?
Yo.
I think your mic's messed up a little bit. Your mic's messed up.
How?
It's not clear.
It's not.
I think something got unplugged or something.
I don't think so. Shouldn't be. Should be fine.
Really? Or am I tripping?
I don't.
Okay. Okay, it's okay, but it's still fine. Is that like it's clear enough? I was gonna say the question is, have you ever held full amounts of your trades over 2 hours? Seems like you guys take off like after the 30 minutes to an hour after a certain point. I think it kind of means like, do you kind of have like a time like a time area or times? What's it called?
Timestamp trade?
Or
No.
whatever it was called.
No. I don't have a timestamp, but just if it takes too long, I'll just typically get out and profit if I can, and try to not sit in it.
Yeah, but we've also held runners for a long period of time.
Yeah.
We're more scalpers where we don't hold our full positions. Once we get 1-to-1 or like 1-to-2, we typically secure. But I know one trade we were both in. We held over 2 sessions, London and New York, a bit of New York.
Yep, a great one.
That was a good day, man. That was a good day.
It sure was. Are we in a trade now? Nope. Eric, if we're in a trade, you're gonna see this on the screen, or you're gonna see this on the screen, and then you'll know we're in a trade. You'll know where the entry, target, stop loss, same thing going both ways. You'll see that. So I'm just waiting for this first 30-minute to close. This 4-hour, and see what happens.
Someone said, what was it? How do you stop over trading? Because I believe everyone did at some point.
I think you just gotta be tired of your own shit, and you gotta wanna actually progress. And if that's your issue, you need to admit to yourself honestly that like you're making mistakes and you want to stop. You need to be better. And eventually you're gonna get sick of your making your mistakes over and over and over. You're gonna get sick of making stupid mistakes, and then you'll just realize like I don't need to take every trade. I'll take the trades I like that are good. And if you take good quality trades most of the time, you're gonna be fine. You won't have any urge to overtrade.
I couldn't have said it any different. When you just get tired, sick and tired of it, that was one reason why I stopped doing it. And the way
that's
is,
what it was for me. Like I started journaling, and I wasn't overtrading at that point, but I was still taking 2 or 3 trades I probably shouldn't be taking a week. And after journaling it, every time I journaled it, I was like, "Are you serious? Like really, dumbass? You did this again?" And then like another week went by, and I was like, "Again?" And then eventually, like, I was like, "You know what? I'm be better this week." And then I was like 1 or 2 trades less better. Instead of taking 3 bads, I took 1 bad, and then the next week better, and then the next week better, and then the next week it was gone. I just didn't. I knew if I didn't do it, I'd get better. So you just need to understand what you need to do to be better, and if that's an issue, you need to stop doing that. And it's pretty simple after that. On a mental stop loss, if you're very mentally disciplined, I think that's a good idea. For me, not so much. I would I need to have a good set stop loss and before I take a trade, and that works best for me. So,
Oh, I'm gonna shoot off, mate.
hi, bro. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. See you, everyone. Well
he's
done.
still here soon.
Yes, sir.
Yep. See you later, everyone.
Someone, what was this question? Warden Woods. What is the main trading methodology of the room? I think you meant of the Zoom chat and of the stream. First time here.
Price action for sure, and then a
Yeah.
higher time frame bias for direction where we should take the trade.
Yeah. Just kind of seeing which way structure points us towards.
Yep. Right back.
Let's see what the questions you guys got. Oh, 1 second. Why GG? Isn't there better peers to trade in the Asian session? GG, one reason, JPY, the currency JPY. There are other peers you can trade, like Euro JPY, Sydney Opens also during this time, so you can trade like GBP AUD. I personally traded GG because of the people I learned from were trading GG, and it kind of stuck with me. Price action scalp. I'm a scalp trader. Don't know much about swing trading at all, pretty much. Learning about it more and more. What is my typical risk to reward? I always need to have at least 1-to-1. I typically go break even at 1-to-1 and secure some profits and then leave a runner running. Do you guys ever draw trend lines and use that part of your analysis? I don't. Maybe when I was at the start I did, but right now I've never. Right now I don't draw trend lines in general. I kind of just look at the charts on higher time frames and see which way trend's going, because you can. I'm to the point where you can just visualize, can kind of visually see which way it's going.
Yep.
Yeah, there are other peers to trade.
AJ's pretty good. EJ's pretty
yeah.
good. What else do you think?
Yeah, it's just GA can be really good, but sometimes it just consolidates a lot. I think you're just asking why we only trade GJ, and I said because the people I learned from mainly trade GJ, and I kind of got stuck with it. And now and that was a pair I focused on when I first started trading, so I understand it the most.
Matt, to answer your question, I did not used to, but I found this one over the weekend, and I'm gonna watch it for the next week or two and just see how accurate it is. So right now the 1 hour looking a lot less bullish on the hourly. 4 hours looking more bearish, which is where my bias is right now. Daily's bearish, bullish. So I think the daily is gonna come make a bottom wick a little bit deeper. That's my idea. So we'll see. But looks so far from what I've seen tonight in this session, it has been pretty spot on for direction. So
is it true less manipulating a GG from big boys? I have no idea.
No idea.
I don't really look in. Yeah, I don't really look into that, or I'm not sure. Paul, you said you have no idea, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I don't.
Ted or
like,
Monty
I don't.
or Raquel know.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily believe in, like, I know some people believe in the word like stop hunt or whatever. I don't believe in that. I just trade what's in front of me, and if my stop loss gets hit, it gets hit. I can't do much more than that. That's my.
If it gets hit, that was your fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't like. I try to. Yeah, the blame is all on me. The blame is never on someone else.
That would be like
I took the trade.
That would be like somebody who's trying to lose weight that is overweight, but they're trying to lose weight, and they keep putting all this bad food into their body, and they eat Big Macs every day, but they're like, man, screw McDonald's. They keep making this food, like they're making me fat. No, McDonald's isn't making you fat. You're making you fat. Stop eating McDonald's and you'll be good. So that's kind of like, oh, the market keeps making me lose. No, plenty of people win just fine. You're just not doing it right. You need to figure out what you're doing wrong so you can get on the other side. The same thing. Nothing against trend lines.
That was a really good analogy, Paul.
Thank you. I don't know. It came pretty quickly.
I have nothing against trend lines. Big Macs. I know you're hungry over there.
I'm hungry. Yeah, I didn't take my food break, so I'm hungry.
Yeah.
How do I get my bias?
Yeah, I have nothing against trend lines.
What's up? Go ahead.
I think that was who was talking. That wasn't me talking in the background.
Oh, I don't know what that was. Nothing against trend lines. How do I get my bias for buys? I was just looking at the 4 hour. That I figured we were gonna go up. Didn't like where we were going, so I didn't take it. Watched it happen. Totally fine. Now, 4 hour resistance. I think sells are possible with how we're reacting near that level. So. Oh no, I don't use trend lines. Nothing. It doesn't mean I have anything against them. I just don't use them. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to use them when I first started off. I just didn't know how to, and I think the more simple the chart is, like more clean and simple it is, the better I trade for myself.
Misdoing me. The website was not for the bias as of yet. Maybe in the future I do use it. Daily 4 hour for bias. But as of now, I'm just looking at it to see how well and how accurate it is to make sure it's worth using. But currencyquake.com is the website. Drop it in here for you guys. Like I said, just found it on like Saturday. This is the first time actually testing it. So I would say test it for yourself before you determine to use it or not use it. Just like I'm doing. And if it works good this week, then maybe it's a good little tool we can have. You have a good trading plan but fail to execute the trade. Maybe start moving your stop loss, make it a little bit bigger with proper risk, of course. But instead of putting your stop loss on the current candle, maybe put it on the previous, or put it all the way above resistance or all the way below support. See if that makes you more comfortable. Maybe try lowering your risk. If that'll help, or your lot size, whatever. See if that will if that will make you hesitate less for executing. Well, here I'm testing it through New York and through the Asian sessions, so we'll see how it goes. Yep, yeah, just play around with it, see what makes you feel better, and then once you get over that hesitating issue, and you can start to go back to using the current or previous, how well that works. So if this 30-minute closes underneath here, I'm going to sell once we break this low on the next candle, if that is still the same low. Then I'm anticipating, since we couldn't stay above resistance, that we break support and we fall down to 4-hour support. Since we had this big reaction here with 4-hour resistance, I would expect us to come back near 4-hour support, have another reaction. Am I going to stream until NY session? Probably not. We'll be done here in about 30 minutes or so. If we get a trade, maybe we stay on a little bit longer, but typically 8:30, 9 o'clock Central Time when the stream. That would be a very long. There would be lots of food breaks. FTMO is great, no issues. Yeah, I agree, Henry. I think it can work for shorter term trades. You need experience doing it. Yep, I think even if we close bullish underneath here, I think we're going to be good to come down. If this breaks this low on this candle, then that would be good to come down as well. Wherever this 30-minute closes, preferably underneath here. The idea I'm looking for. Make sure this is perfectly on the bodies. Entries are on the 30-minute, David. Yep, yeah, I think this week that's a good target. Yep. John, I do Asian session on the live stream, and I do New York session with the private group subscription or mentorship people. News front. Yeah, nothing crazy this week, it looks like. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It'll be a nice smooth week. Like Asian sessions are pretty clear. Chinese at 8, that might do a little bit of something. Yeah. Seven more minutes.
I was afraid to love, wearing a heart that was paper thin. Thought it'd break with each unhappy ending, so I never let the story begin. Stumbled as a moving target, living my days on the run, tripping through doorways and over possibilities, dodging bullets in slow motion. But here I stand, ready now to fall again.
How many people did you get on stream today? Because like I know we had the week off. So was
Like
it lower
4,
than
it
usual?
was only like 4:30.
Yeah, because
A
we
lot
also
lower
had the
than
week
normal.
off. That's why.
Yeah. We'll pick back up either this week or next week, get back to the 700 normal. Not worried.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, could be hourly Wickville. Looks like pretty hard rejection though. So. Also, it's a 4-hour open as well, so remember that as well. Could just be making that top 4-hour wick, reject there again, and come down.
I close with this 30-minute, and then seeing which way the next 30-minute breaks is a good indication of which way price wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is the risk reward? Pretend that this 30-minute closes here, and then the stop loss is at the bottom. What's the risk reward to the top? Hourly wick fill, possibly. Like the individual is saying. Risking 12 if it closes there. And
Now for another 10.
yeah, so it's almost there. I think it just depends on where this 30-minute closes then.
I think we're gonna see rejection.
To continue coming down. Yeah, so you would just like let this 30-minute close and see what the next one does, right? Which way it breaks.
Yep.
Because then that kind of indicates if this is a support to continue going further up, or if this is like just like a, or if this is going to be a resistance that this 30-minute to continuing further down.
Yep, I think I can keep coming down. David, what do I think on the institutional levels? I would say it's a concept you should understand, yeah. I try not to focus too much on them, but at least be aware of them as well. So, kind of up to you. I feel like if you're going to use them, you should only use them and then only be trading from those levels. I feel like trying to do both, like with what the price action's doing and those levels, could be confusing to some, but gotta, I mean, try it, and maybe trading both helps you a lot. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe doing one or the other helps you. Maybe it doesn't. Play around with it and see what you think. The levels I have kind of are near those flat, like got almost near 900, almost near 600, almost near 500. So maybe I'm using them, maybe I'm not. Depends on what you would consider using them. But I think it's up to you to decide if that's something you want to do or not do. So I just make sure I'm observant and aware that what we're coming into and where price is at. So nope, no trades yet today, Kirby. Maybe a sell, maybe, but we'll see. Here, so got neck support, back support.
Bro, I'm trading on my bed right now.
Oh my
Man's
god.
talking about his comfy chair over here.
Yep. Yeah, Jason, a sell from up there, if we go bearish, would be really nice as well. Very, very nice. But if we don't return to there, then maybe it's just gonna push price away that hard. Got a minute and a half left. See where we close. Yeah, you got to be pretty patient, especially in Asian session. There's a lot less opportunities. That is for sure. This might close underneath here. No way.
Okay, let's ask chat a question. So chat, if this, how many minutes? Okay, if this 30-minute closes like how it is, right? And then the next 30-minute does something like this. Wait, 1 second, let me fix that. Okay, I suck at drawing, but what,
Long,
where do
skinny,
you
bearish
think,
candle.
yeah, but you get what I mean. Like, he has a wick to the top, and he has a and it's coming down. Where do you think it's going to head? And what possible targets do you guys see? Or did it delete that?
Yeah, it did. I didn't.
What? Why did it delete?
I'll draw it.
I'll draw one more time. Okay, yeah, I suck at drawing. And take into consideration the time of the session, what it's doing on all other time frames. So if this comes down and breaks this bullish bottom wick, well, target 135, 500. Yeah, so down here, that'd be a nice safe target since it's this late into the session. I would wait for the next candle to form. Maybe look for 15-minute candles to see if it breaks the highs or lows. What do you think? Yeah, breaking the highs or lows is a good idea, but once it breaks a 30-minute like lower high, it typically continues in the direction compared to like a 15-minute. Yeah, it means it's just back in the range and it'll come to 135, 500. I think you're saying. Because there isn't enough volume right now to go bearish trend. I think. Yeah, I agree. I think if it does come back down, the range will be filled all the way to the 135, 500-ish area. We got some traders in the chat. Or listening. Yeah, this will be more of a trick questions we're waiting here. So this 30-minute, I won't draw anything, I'm just saying this 30-minute, it broke the high, but what is your idea if it does close bearish then, but doesn't break any low? Chat, what will you do then? So if this current 30-minute, it broke the high, but it comes down and closes bearish again, somewhere down halfway down the candle, but it doesn't break any low. What's your next move from there, chat? Salim, that's the question I'm asking you. What would be your move from the wick that's happening right now once it breaks the high? And then I can answer what I will do and then give what he will do. You'll look for a buy. Would you take an entry right away? I need some more information. EM, Libra, need some more information, not just to say look for a buy. Right when it closes, when it breaks a high or something. I'll go to sleep and wait for UK Open. That's hey, I would say that's even a good move.
Yep, I think that's a good play.
Look for a buy to fill 2-hour wick. I don't really look at 2-hour, but okay, but like where would you enter? Where would you like? What are you looking for exactly? Wait, Ethan B. Wait for further candles to create a good resistance for a good sell. Otherwise, do nothing.
Yep,
that is a nice idea. I can agree with you there.
I like that idea.
Higher, yeah, higher, low, heads to 135.8 maybe. That could be possible too. I'll give it like a minute more, and then Paul, do you want to give? You want to say what you would do exactly?
Nothing.
There you go.
I think I'm
one
gonna be waiting.
suggestion.
I'm gonna wait for a close under here.
Yeah.
Unless we push back up here and we make a bearish candle, then I would sell there. Otherwise, once we get under this support.
Yeah.
Oh.
One thing I would do is I agree with you with doing nothing part. If this closes like this, just wait and possibly wait for further candles. If you really do want to take a trade and like almost force a trade, wait for further candles and see which direction it breaks. If it creates a higher high to a higher low, if it creates some sort of resistance to continue going further down. But you also have to be careful about what time it is into the session.
Coming into no man's land. Dave, I think you need to send a chart. Because if this falls down and drops down to here, then rockets up, that still fit not a sell, because there's 30-40 pips down. Be a good sell for someone, even from under here. Nice 24-30 pip sell. Not a bad opportunity. I think you should send a chart, not just say stuff. I think that would be much better. But it's 8:30. We're gonna call it. If we do see some random volume and we close under here, maybe a sell. We come up to here and go bearish, maybe a sell. I'm gonna see how the candles are moving and when it does that. So that is kind of what I'm watching, but nothing happens on this candle. Probably just gonna wait till New York session. I will see everyone tomorrow, 5:30, normal time. We'll be back. If you want to, Aaron, you can. I'm waiting on the 30-minute for some higher time frame confirmation, and then we'll be assessing the situation.